tree floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards a mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face that at least a third of, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn towards the scar, subconsciously peeking at her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I'm shocked and I divert my eyes to the books in her hands before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself and remember what I walked up to her for. Hi, I'm new here. It's not a guy. We're in the same class. I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember? The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me, wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Hanako. Her speech is stuttered and so quiet that it's barely audible even in still library. Somehow, I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako, eh? So, what are you reading? She gently tips her book backwards so that I can read the title, at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. Life of Pi? I've never heard of it before. What is it about? A boy and a tiger on a boat. I can see this taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book but stays silent. She looks kinda tense, a bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way, more like petrified with terror, I'd say. So the mysterious delinquent girl turned out to be anything but, and she is quivering in a way that makes it look like she is normally afraid of me, mortally afraid of me. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is to try to get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for new ones to read, but there's just so many. No, it's mine. Oh? So, do you come here often? A huge blush spread across Hanako's face, and her eyes widened far larger than I thought it was possible for her eyes to do. Uh-oh. She did interpret my lame attempt at small talk as if people attempt to pick her up. I mean, I didn't mean it like that. I got to do. Oh my god. I got to go do something. Alright. Holy crap. Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair, like, take off. What? Her hair, like, takes off, catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she is a good head start. Okay. What? By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen. Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, do you notice a girl run past here? Maybe. What did she look like? Long, dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, some scars on her face. You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you? Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something. Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I had better try and find her. Sure, I'll hold on to these until you come back. What's going on? I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time. Right, I'll see you later then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong? What did you do? Nothing, I just talked to her. I tried to get to know her. I didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before. I guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless. Tactless? That girl's is a bit special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone. Isn't that a bit strange? I wonder. It's just how she is, I think. Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe it's just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was just getting a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with these people? Forcing myself to act overly casually only makes me feel bummed. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it. I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way. I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, and she blushes heavily. What? Did that sound stupid? No. It sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills silent by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desks really like to do that. Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing. But I have to do it. I hope that is not too convenient for you. Oh yeah, I wanted some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched the sacks of books beside the bench, the beanbags, where Hanako and I were sitting, and returned to the counter. Wow, you read a lot, don't you? I surprised myself with that too, honestly, at least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill the time. I couldn't do much else. I see. But she doesn't say anything else and just checks out my books for me.